Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by J&J Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Samcro and Bighoss.
Well, hello and welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. It's Saturday night. We are back here to hang out with you guys to continue the weekend festivities, fun and excitement with your favorite hosts, Sam Crow and Bighoss. As always, I am Sam Crow. Apologies, we're starting a bit later. Long day today, extra things going on. Trying to clean up, tidy up the house, get showered, clean up, and just refreshed everything, and then prepare to go to bed later. So, a lot of things happening there, and I apologize, too, for Bighoss, who was waiting for me, too. He actually got caught up in something, so he might not make it here for tonight, which we understand. He's been razzing me because he said, "You're late, you didn't make it," which I said, I am running a little late, which it does happen. Excuse me, it happens to the best of us. But we're going to make do. He might be back here. We're going to keep tabs with him. But, as we say, too, the show does go on, and we are here for you guys. So we'll make it happen, make it work any which way we can. And so that's why we're here. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to rock it just like we've been rocking it. We're going to keep it real and keep it light tonight. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. It was a beautiful day, actually. Most areas, depending on where you live, of course. But wonderful time. The weather's coming up just right. It's incredible how spring really hasn't sprung at all. So, yeah, it's interesting how things kind of work out where, I don't know, as the years go on, it just seems interesting how the weather just sort of makes up, it kind of goes by itself. You know, it has its own method of operation, its own system. It can't be dictated, can't be, controlled in any means. So pretty much it does whatever it wants, when it wants, whenever the hell it feels like it. So we can never tell. We try to be prepared as much as possible, but it just never seems to work out the way we hope. And it's coming to that time of year, which if you guys, a lot of you are like me, and I'm sure you are, this is the year for outside activities like mowing the lawn, spring or summer cleaning, if you want to call it that, and, manicuring the house, maybe doing some outdoor stuff. Who knows? Maybe you're going camping. A lot of people I know go camping for vacation around the warm weather, especially during the holidays like 4th of July weekend, things like that. Memorial Day is coming up as well. So hopefully it won't deter or detract a lot of your outside plans. I used to work and a job where, I can say that, a job where we're working with hot air balloons. And it was always weather dependent where we'd love to go up every single chance we could get. However, if the weather didn't cooperate and it wasn't safe to fly, we wouldn't do it. In fact, I remember one time several years ago, probably early into my working there and doing that, we had early morning flight. Now, typically, if you guys know anything about hot air balloons, best time to fly in the day is either early first thing in the morning before sunrise and just before sunset late in the afternoon. Midday is never good because of wind factor and conditions. So this particular case, we had a flight first thing in the morning, and everything was going well. I've done this so many times that we've got it down to a science, setting up, getting ready to go, getting the passengers on board, taking off, and myself and others in the recovery vehicle chasing to be ready to catch and then tear down. That's always how it works. That's the method of operation. Everything looked good. Sun began to come up, waiting for the weather right time. Usually around that time, I think that particular morning sunrise was like around 6:50 a.m. Got everything up. Not long after everything went up, or as we were starting to get everything to go up, the sky turned dark. It looked gray. As I recall, and I don't remember entirely 100% certain, but I believe that the forecast was not calling for rain, at least last checked. And again, we had radar up, had everything checked, made sure, triple checked, double checked, everything to ensure that we didn't miss anything. But lo and behold, sure enough, it started to go south. So, when that happened, already obviously balloon's up in the air. My boss at the time, the pilot, said, "I'm going." So not only did he go up, the light touch of a thunderstorm, it was incredible. It was massive. Oh, it was. And even by the time we landed, it was a couple going. We usually have like a special celebratory picnic at the end outside tailgating. It was starting to rain where we actually had to eat in the recovery van because it was pouring down rain. We got everything down, closed it up. Fortunately, did all that before that happened, but it was definitely something of interest. And then one instance I remember too, the other thing that's dangerous is fog. It wasn't fog until actually the balloon was up in the air. We lost sight of it for a while because the fog got so thick. We had a radio in saying, "Where are you guys? We can't see you." Lost visual, blah, blah, blah. Obviously did recover visual, so it did work out, but it's just crazy. So the moral of that story is, obviously when you have outdoor activities, and I know a lot of kids have sporting activities. The thing that's different nowadays, though, you can do a lot more activities indoors. Now, when I was growing up, and if you're around my age too or older, you understand this too, that really wasn't an option at the time. So it's more prevalent nowadays, and again, obviously this is a new day and age, a new era, and so it's not uncommon for that to be the case. But it's interesting now that these options were there, and I always tell kids, look, never had this. This is something that's really unique for your time. And so it's awesome that that's the case, because at least it gives kids a chance to not miss out on opportunities to play their favorite sports, and it still gives them great activities, whether indoor or outdoor. So that's one way to positive spin on it. But yeah, it's definitely unique for that case. But again, obviously the weather just always causes issues, and no matter, again, the best laid plans that we have, it just never works out. So hopefully the rest of this weekend and the rest of and hopefully summer will be good and you guys will have a good time. But Saturday night, again, a great night to be cooking outside or sitting out by a fire if you want to. Some people do that, but just chilling out is always the best thing. And of course, having us on the air to talk with you guys and chat hopefully will inspire you to have a really relaxing night. So we're going to dive into it here. We're going to talk about a few different things. We'll go over some stuff. Again, not too many announcements there. First off, obviously, if you have missed up on the opportunity for last night's episode, hopefully you didn't, but we understand. Check it out now. It's available. We did a new episode of the What's Up Bros Sports Show. We talked about the NBA playoffs, which is going on right now. And just a quick update for you sports fans if you're listening. Right now, last I checked, let me actually check again just to be completely accurate. I really need to do better at this. This is something we try not to rely too much on information, but for things like this, where are we at score-wise? I was going to say Boston, the Celtics and the Cavaliers, the series is tied 1-1, and I was going to say Boston did have a pretty decent lead, but now it's actually only down to about 14 points, with still plenty of time left in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be interesting down to the final few moments, which actually I have on the screen here. I'm not going to play the sound, but we'll see how this goes here. But yeah, we talked all about that. Some interesting things we covered in that topic there. If you guys want to find out what that is, check it out. The episode's up and available now. And of course, as always, check us out, linktree.com/J_J Production Studios. You can find all the streaming services where our podcast shows are found and featured, as well as all of your favorite social media platforms where you can connect directly with us, with including, of course, the newest addition and latest addition to our repertoire, the What's Up Bro Show official website, jnjproductionstudios.com. You can check that out today. You can listen to episodes of our shows here right on there. We have the link to our YouTube channel, so when videos post there, you can listen to it or goes right directly to our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe today if you haven't already. It gives us great support, helps us know that you guys really enjoy the content that's there. Yeah, so there is that. What else do we have there? We covered quite a bit, so there's not too much we're going to go over tonight there. But now, if we don't have Bighoss 2, I actually might, in fact, cut it a little short tonight. I said that last night. Don't hold me to it. And I can't blame you for saying, Sam, you said that last night, and we ended up going at our normal time anyway. But we are planning to go a little bit shorter tonight just because of starting later. And unless we get Bighoss back, which I'm not sure exactly what's got him preoccupied, but I understand. Probably won't happen. Excuse me. We will not be going super long tonight. However, actually, I just want to announce something I want to mention there, too. I did share with Bighoss. So I will probably have some free time coming up near the end of the month, which we have, of course, Memorial Day. But we're going to be focusing on, I'm trying to finalize the studio move. We're still working on me trying to get into my new studio space and updating some new content. All that great stuff we're going to work on, and it's going to be a great bulk of time to do that. So it's going to be exciting. We'll keep you guys posted there. But why I say that is we might be churning out some new episodes of the other podcasts that we have. We really want to try to double our output with content. We know you guys want it and crave it, and we want to deliver that for you all. So that's our hope and that's our goal for this coming up. And of course, we have plenty of time for the end of the year, and we got some great holiday specials coming up and things that are going to be happening. So just to give you guys a heads up there, it's probably one of our other bigger announcements, but that's coming down the pike. We'll keep you guys posted, so stay tuned. Yeah, that's really exciting there as well. We're gonna monitor this actually for a little bit too as we get closer to the end of the game tonight, because since we have a live action opportunity, we'll cover that. But great series so far in the NBA. If you haven't been following that, check it out. Very interesting to see a lot of these teams that have stepped up. I covered a lot of that last night. You guys can check it out. Yeah, it's it's really interesting when you see how things kind of work out. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. Sometimes they do. But yeah, I think a lot of teams that are here have definitely earned it, and it's good for them. Honestly, that's really the best way to put that there. So yeah, definitely gonna be following that. Gonna be an interesting series. So one of the things we're gonna talk about tonight for just a little bit, because again we're having a shorter night tonight, but I know we talked about. I don't want to go anything too heavy-handed for that one. So I feel like it's tough conversation to go over, because a lot of things we could go into that. I kind of want to do something, and again, I know we're just barely getting into summertime, and we sort of talk about this, and it's always find this interesting, but the thing I find most incredible is, and again, nothing really shocks me, but this is a first. Now, over the last few years, we've had very mild winters. We had one again this past winter. Again, if you lived on the East Coast, you know too, and I think even on the West Coast wasn't bad too, but I don't think I've ever had, and this is a first for me, this is the only first for me in my lifetime that I can recall, that we actually didn't have a spring this year. And so, why that's interesting, and it's kind of why we titled tonight's episode Saturday Night Fever, because it's just going straight into the heat of it. And again, we had some really warm days, probably abnormally warm for this time of year, but nothing compared to what I think summer's actually going to bring. Now, I'm a summer person. I love it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are. I'm also a summer baby. I was born in the summer months. I was born in July. So I do like it, but it's interesting when you see how these patterns develop. I mean, it's been even the last month. I mean, from the eclipse that we had to the earthquake, which we talked about, like all these sort of things just sort of culminating all at once. Now, I don't want to say it's anything less than special, because yeah, we've had some instances like this before, but it's definitely unique because you just don't see it very often, or every day for that matter. And I don't know. I don't know if signs of what's to come. I personally believe so, but who knows? But again, even up to the last few years when we had COVID hit, and I've seen a lot of things, and I'm sure a lot of you, again, are much older than me too, probably have known a lot more, but I've seen quite a few things in my lifetime already there that just I thought was eye-opening and really incredible, and I didn't think there was anything that really abnormally weird or strange that I thought I would never see, or nothing else could get any weirder than that, but it has. So looking at it in that context, there's a lot to be said with just how things have changed. We said this too, and I will share this story too, and again, not to offend anybody personally. So our little guy had his school dance the other night, which we are happy to go to. Love the opportunity to see him do that. But we noticed that, and again, it's just a common trend, but I noticed, like, boys probably could be too, but mostly girls with the short skirts kind of thing. And again, I chalk it up to, I definitely feel that it's a generation thing. Now, I've seen a lot of things too growing up, and so it's not completely uncommon, but it's definitely has gotten a little bit more. I guess the best way to put it is frequent. We see it more and more. So, again, sign of the times for that, because when you see that, and we have someone coming here. She's not listening to me at all. So I didn't know if you were listening. I was gonna throw you under the bus there, but I'm not gonna do that now since you're not listening.
Why?
So, oh no, I was just saying, we're just chatting here, but it's all good. No, just different things here. I'm also monitoring because we did the episode last night, and I wanted to do a live update for this too. So we're kind of waiting for this game to end. It culminates the end of the episode we did for the sports show last night. We'll ask you this question because I've shared this a lot too. What are your thoughts about how the times are changing and how things look different, like from when we were growing up? Like the generations change.
Yeah.
Like, just how. And I mean, obviously, we're at a certain age bracket for that. Of course, we have parents and grandparents who've probably seen a lot more because they're older. No, I'm just saying that the concept and cultures have clearly changed, obviously. In many different factions. I just didn't know if it was just me or if you noticed. And I mean, it's just not a few things. It's like all the way across the board, too. Like, it's just, I think we've gone for so many things that have, I mean, so many new norms, like, even again, like we always said about when we had COVID, like, it's just the new norm, even though everything's going to pass a little bit, it's still just going to be there. But just from, like, we talk a lot about, like, things we remember from growing up, and well, I'm not saying I'm just almost just as old too, because some of the things I remember from like 25 years ago, like things that are considered classics now, that weren't growing up, like for instance, like the Pokemon craze, like those were just an average thing back then. Now, if you find the original cards and stuff, like it's worth your weight in gold kind of a thing, but things like that, like little things, like things that maybe we took for granted for that, like. Even when we talked about toys, like some toys that were just so typical back then. So why I say that too is like think about things that might be typical toys like now, like maybe 20 years down the road. That's a great actually point to bring.
You even have toys like 5 years ago, like that. 5 years ago they were really popular.
And average, you could get them everywhere. You can't find them.
Now you can't find them anywhere.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so that makes you think, like, and again, a lot.
I mean, I don't even want to say 5 years. Like, I feel like that's even just too far. Like, even just like things are evolving so quickly, so fast that even 2 years ago looks so much different than what it does today. And let's just
Well, and that's kind of we're tying the theme, like I said, like how we talked about, like, this is the first time, I know from years past, we're used to accustomed to, like, mild winters where we don't have very much snow, as opposed to earlier years where it would snow a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, growing up, like, we would have, like, blizzards.
Right.
You'd be sent home with packets to be out of school for a week, and you would go to school until, like, mid-June because you had to make up for all of the snow days, and now it's like you're begging just for 1 or 2 snow days, and
right, and like how now
changed to now it has like the FID days, so you're doing homework at home and then you're out of school before the end of May.
Well, and even like we said, the whole point too is like this is probably the first time in probably the longest time I can remember that we had no spring really this year. It's going right to summer. Like we're bypassing like it's a whole different swing of a whole different season. Which breaking news final for you guys in case you're wondering. Game ends. The Boston Celtics have defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland, 106-93. Boston leads the series 2-1. There you go. Keep that update for that. Game 4 will be coming up. What's today? Saturday night. So probably Monday night. Actually, I can tell you because I will look at that.
And just in case you want to know, the Phantoms are out.
About the playoffs?
Yep.
Shocker.
Bears beat them.
Oh, well, that's not shocking.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I figure. Yeah, Monday night, 7 p.m. Right, so they're still at Cleveland. Okay, so there you go. Boston takes a 2-1 series lead. Kudos to them. It's going to be a great series so far. Ooh, look at that. Is this tonight? Yeah, how about that? Dallas coming back. They won 105-101. They go up on the Thunder 2-1. This could be an upset in the making, so we'll keep tabs on that too. I think they play on Monday night also probably, right? Yeah, and they'll be in Dallas, Texas still. Okay. An interesting series going up. So tomorrow night, what do we got? Probably Knicks, Pacers, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Some good matchups there as well. But yeah, like Miss Eliza said there too, a lot of these things. So I want to go back to the toy reference though, because why I want to say that is a lot of kids, and I know I didn't think about this growing up, but make sure that you keep an eye on some of the toys that you have, because you just don't know what could be worth something one day. Like even, well, they're not technically worth, but like the Hess trucks even was a thing. I mean, it's kind of a dying art. It's not as popular, but like there's some classic toys like.
Yeah, because you have like the stores are going out of like.
Well, that's a change too. Yeah, that's something we haven't had before. A lot of things are digital now. A lot of like online shopping, like Amazon. And the brick and mortar stores are a thing of the past. We've said this like now. The local mall, one local mall shut down. The other one, I'm sure won't be too far behind in the coming future.
Malls are just
it's gonna be a thing of the past.
Soon.
Especially when you consider online shopping, where they can deliver it right to your door, like Amazon does. Now, if you notice, like some retail stores like Target and Walmart are trying to catch up with that. Trying to compete to stay relevant, but it's just really hard and that's why I said Amazon really has separated itself. Which again, kind of like with Netflix, I can remember the early days of Amazon where it was not I guess you can say the enterprise it is today. Even to the fact where you can get groceries and food and stuff. It was like Netflix was, like what the online shopping became like really what online streaming was, like TV watching streaming. Like, none of the stuff we have today was ever a thought process growing up there. None of it.
Even 2 or 3, like, even 3 or 4 years ago, like, the amount of home delivery between groceries, normal typical stores like Dick's Sporting Goods, Michael's, Target, Walmart, and restaurants, the amount that you can actually pull from now has exploded, even just in the last 2 years alone.
Well, and that's I attribute a lot of that to, I think most of us could probably agree too. COVID was a big factor for that too, because.
But even still, like
even
since COVID, exploded even more.
I'm just saying that was sort of the trendsetter, because it forced, especially for 3 months in lockdown, it forced it, like really can't go anywhere, can't do anything. It brought everything to attention. It's kind of like I mentioned this with when I appeared on Vigilantes Radio, which we will be making an appearance again soon once we figure out scheduling there. But like the podcast realm for that, it wasn't a new concept at that time, but it became more relevant. There were more of them popping up. People were doing it because everybody's stuck at home, and the only way to stay relevant was to connect to the outside world, was to do show. Like when we looked at that, there were shows like just about everything and anything you could think of. And again, it wasn't a new concept. Podcasts were out there, but you see how they exploded once COVID hit. Why did that happen? Because everybody was home, trying to find a way to stay connected to the outside world. Like even like the Zoom calls, or even Skype or whatever, wasn't a new concept, but that became more. People learned how to use it more and more, especially being caught at home for several months. So, and even like at schools learn how to utilize that for kids at home too. Like that was, what's that? He's had a call. He might be here. Actually, I should just check and see if he messaged me. He hasn't. But yeah, but no, I appreciate the feed. I just was curious what your thoughts are, but because it's similar, like we talked about. So, and again, you guys probably agree a lot of this too, because again, it's just observations from what we've seen, what we recognize. And again, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to us. So it's not just us there, but you kind of see, like, I understand better how the whole concept of trend setting, I guess you could say, is the best way to put it. But it's interesting when you take time to think about it, because a lot of us, I feel like we don't do that, and it's kind of why things sort of come as a surprise, because either we're not expecting it, or we failed to see it, or we're discovering it for the first time, etc. Whatever you want to chalk it up to. That's really what it's all about. So definitely interesting insights there. But it also begs the question then, what comes next, what's coming up down the road, yada yada, so on and so forth. Again, these are all cliche sayings, but still, things that I never really thought much about younger, and maybe that's because I was young then and not as concerned about it as I am now that I've gotten older. But it's just really unique. I always say it's like I'm living history. You can see like things that change right before your eyes, what's going to be considered historical down the road, and I can say, yeah, I lived during that period. But even some of the weirdest things that you would never think can turn up there. So, but yeah, so just some good food for thought there too. If you haven't thought about it, think about it and challenge your friends, family, talk to everybody about it. See if what the feedback is, what other opinions are. Maybe you'll find others that have the same thoughts, maybe different. Again, we all look at things differently too, but it's just an interesting thought pattern there. And again, especially with just when you think things don't seem any weirder. Again, having summer come in now and really no spring, coming off of winter, that winter that was essentially like spring, because a lot of the days were really, really warm, which was abnormally weird given the time of year, especially mid-December, January. So it's really, I don't know. Something's telling us something. I'm not sure where, how, and why, but that's just kind of the feeling that I get there. So, but you guys kind of see that. But use those observations for yourself. See what you can discover. See what you find of a change, and think about some things that maybe you missed there too. Maybe that will help to inspire you just a little bit and give you some thoughts there. And again, like I said, with the toy factor, anything that's valuable, you don't know what could be. You don't have to wait until you're long gone. They always joke about with artwork, it won't be worth anything until you're dead. But keep an eye on some of the toys and things you collected. I mean, I probably have some treasure trove of things that are probably worth something now that were worth, I won't want to say weren't worth anything, but weren't as highly sought after or rare, hard to find, etc. So that's something to just also keep in mind. And again, if you really need it and it works out, you might have a chance to make some money, make some bang for your buck there. So again, just some words from insight, words of wisdom to think about. You never know. One day's time will tell, but always stay vigilant, always stay prepared. Let's take a short break here. In fact, we're going to actually wrap up pretty soon. Again, we're going to make it a little bit shorter tonight, but we'll play a little bit longer commercial, give you guys some tunes to listen to, give you a chance to really get into that Saturday night vibe. I'm going to get myself a drink because I have a frog in my throat. Then we'll come back. We'll talk more a little bit here at the show to kick off your Saturday night. We'll see if Bighoss joins us. He might be TKO'd for the evening. Again, things happen there, so we understand that. But we'll be back, of course, next weekend. And again, as always, keep an eye out because we have new shows coming up. Whenever we have scheduling time and we can do it, we're going to try to get things in. So you never know what's going to come up, so make sure you follow us. And make sure you subscribe too, and even join our emailing list, because that way you'll have the best chance to be notified. You don't have to actively search for it. The content comes to you. You'll be notified when new episodes of our shows post anywhere. You can follow us there and get the latest information coming out of the studio as well. Also remember, lastly too, I know it's an option we have our Patreon account, but if you want to check it out on Spreaker there, we also have what's now called the Supporters Club, if you guys haven't heard this. If you want to give a gift of a monetary value, you want to help boost the show and support us, we'd really appreciate that. Subscriptions on there are for all shows that we have listed, including the newest addition to our family, which they will be online very soon, the Sanitarium Show featuring Mr. J. You can get a subscription there. I think each subscription we have out, and actually I should double check that, but I'm pretty sure we added that on there. Let's find out. Just before I get too far ahead of myself, knowing how I typically operate, let's see, I think I can check it in monetization. There's a way to do it. Hang on. There we go, Supporters Club. Yes, we do have it. It is on there. So the Sanitarium Show, all of our shows we have are there. Subscription fees, I believe we still have set at $5 a month. We might tweak that a little bit down the road. But if you really want to support us, all proceeds will go to help us upgrade equipment, advertise, just help us to improve the shows there. Give you guys, basically help you build your own content is what we're looking to do. So if you're wondering where the proceeds go, that's where it goes. We recycle it right back. We do not take any portions of any profits there. We don't pocket anything there. It's just going to go right back into creating the best content possible to help you guys be entertained. And basically, as I said, you're making the show. If you do it that way, you can help to create and dictate how these shows flow and what content is floated through and everything to that nature. So keep that in mind. If you want to know why that goes that way and where every dollar goes, that's where it goes to. So don't have to. Just listening is a great thing, and we love you guys for that. But if you wanted to go the extra mile, we would love you absolutely for sure for that. Check it out today there. The link is also available, at least for the main show, but I think it can be directed to for others. If you scroll down to the bottom of our official website, jnjproductionstudios.com, there's a supporter link that's down there that will take you to the main show. But you can find other ones there as well. If you're interested too, we can share those there. But we'd appreciate that very, very much. So we'll pause here. We'll come back. We'll chat just for a little bit yet. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, fabulous Saturday night. It's the weekend. Everybody loves the weekend. If you're an unfortunate soul that has to work during this weekend, we sympathize, but we are here. Hopefully you can listen to us while you work. We will try to make things time go as quickly as possible so you can get home. But again, listen to us anywhere and everywhere. We love hanging out with each and every one of you. And of course, as always, we love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And again, if you're fairly new to us here, that's great. We love having you all as well. It's just a great treat and a rare privilege for us. And so we hope you guys like it and love it just as much. So stay tuned. Don't go away for more. We will be right back right after this for more of the What's Up Bro podcast show. Saturday night, May 11th. Summer's really coming. This is just the scratching point of the tip of the iceberg, but summer is coming, and it will be in full swing. But guess what? We'll be there with you to celebrate. Having fun in the summer sun. That's coming up soon as well. Stick around. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey there! Enjoying the show? Do you want even more great content? Then check out linktree.com/J_J Production Studios, where you'll find everything you need for the entertainment you deserve, such as links to your favorite streaming services where our podcast shows are featured. Find and connect with us on your favorite social media and live streaming platforms. The official studio channel on YouTube. Like and subscribe today. Our official studio store where you can find all kinds of great merchandise. Would you like to support us? You can do so by getting your own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. Do you want to ensure you don't miss a single bit of detailed information? Then have it sent directly to you by joining our emailing list. Stay up to date on all the latest from J&J Production Studios. Thank you so much for listening. We love and appreciate all your support, and until next time, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out there. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Saturday Night, your fun and entertainment. This is the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you by, of course, the one and only J&J Production Studios, your number one home for entertainment. We're going to be wrapping up here just shortly. I want to share some final thoughts for you guys for tonight. Again, we've covered a lot of interesting things there. It's kind of that topic that really sort of transcends over different topics there. It could be a whole big volume series, almost like a series of dictionaries there. We have so many, but it encompasses the same thing. There's so many articles and books that can be written on that topic. But just some things to think about, too. As we mentioned that, I think this is one valid point that I want to share and kind of end with. We're going to talk about here is in the hopes that understanding, too, not just this, just, I guess, appreciate more of the things that you have there. And, don't always worry about chasing or rushing to the latest, greatest new thing or things that, we talk about taking for granted there, thinking about, what could change, what might change, all those sort of things. I think it's just imperative that we use the phrase, take time to stop and smell the roses. And what does that mean? It's very simple. It just means don't be in a rush there. Slow things down. Life is not as complex. It doesn't always have to be that complex anyway. Not going to use or ever say the term life is easy, because it sure as hell is not. That's a proven fact. But it doesn't have to always be super, super difficult either. So that's something to, obviously, we say keep in mind for that. And, of course, as always and naturally too, you will find your niche for things. I've had this discussion actually recently before too. Let things happen naturally and organically. Sometimes when you least expect it and you're not searching for something, it'll show up. And, but I think it's really important, and I think that we would all stand to better benefit if we strive to accomplish that. And again, baby steps, take small stages there. Don't go crazy with it. Don't try to shoot and hit a home run right away. And especially enjoy the journey there. That's really the huge part of it. So set some goals for yourself and make sure that you at the very least have yourself in the best position possible there, and be happy with the simple things too. That's the other thing. I noticed that lately. We talk about these trends where technology is overshadowing and the latest greatest thing, that, and of course online streaming, online shopping that we talked about earlier tonight. All those things play a role, but just really appreciate time for the simple things, and there's something to be said in that regard too. Those are the things that excuse me, do get overlooked and not taken as seriously. So that's why I want to point that out for you guys. Make that top priority for you, and just really appreciate those moments there, those small things. And again, make those memories. We say that too. If you have opportunities to do so, make memories that'll last a lifetime, especially for younger kids, younger nieces and nephews, cousins, whatever. People that are important and close to you, make the most of that. Because if you do that, you could really create some cherished memories. Like I said, we've shared it before. I've talked about it. I know others I've talked to have said the same thing. But it's really something to be said and to be held when you can. That's worth more than any amount of money in the world. So, if nothing else, use that as a goal and example too. So, that's just the advice I would give there. Hopefully, it'll help you guys. But as it said, things will change. Sometimes it'll happen. Sometimes good or bad. You just got to roll with the punches. So, Don't look at it in a negative light. Look at it as a challenge. Look at it as an opportunity for growth. And look to be an inspiration to others. Other people are watching you. So just give yourself that chance to be that shining example, and everything will turn out all right. I can promise you that. It might not seem like it at first, but it will definitely be beneficial to you once you hit those strides there, that you will see the fruits of your labors. And again, I know that is your cliche, I know, and I never really understood these growing up, but now that I'm older and wiser, I hope, hopefully I can inspire some of you guys and pass that along. So just some more thoughts there. Hope you guys leave it not on a heavy note, but something to think about as well. But with that being said there, and again, we're going to close things off here. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all moms out there. If you're celebrating with mom tomorrow, have a wonderful time, something special, whatever it's going to be. Again, let us know. If you want to hit us up on social media, let us know what you're doing, how you did it, and if mom was surprised, grandma, whoever, share with us in those wonderful things there. We'd love to hear about that. And of course, as always, stay tuned. More great content to come. Obviously, we'll be back live and large and in charge next weekend, but we might have other shows coming out in the coming weeks as well, so make sure you stay tuned. And again, check us out, linktree.com/J_J Production Studios. All social media accounts you can follow us with, all the streaming services, where our podcast shows, some of the greats from the archive you can listen to, as well as the website. Check that out as well. And you guys will find some great fun things there. Hope you guys are loving it. And a quick shout out, too, for everybody who's been on there. We've had a lot of activity on the website. Thank you guys so much. It's amazing and wonderful to see. It just inspires us to continue really working hard at doing what we're doing, and knowing that you guys are loving it as much. We've had a lot of visitors, a lot of users there, so it's great. We hope to see more of those numbers grow too. But we appreciate you guys. We love you all so much. Thank you so much, of course, as always, for your continued support. Can't wait for more. Hope you guys will be just as excited as we are. Lots more great stuff to come throughout the summer, and of course the holidays coming up. We have plenty more to come there. More surprises that we will share down the road. What will that be? You'll just have to stay tuned to find out for more. So for all of us here at J&J Production Studios, I'm Samcro, and for Bighoss and everybody else, thank you all so much for being here. Love you all so much. Have a great night. We'll see you again very, very soon. Happy Mother's Day. Have a great weekend. Take care. And come on back. You don't want to miss what's coming up down the road. See you guys very, very soon. Have a great night.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.